Ooh, I don't know if you could hear me. Could you guys hear me about 2 seconds ago? Hello? I think I was talking to myself. That's not good. Anyway, so you didn't hear what I said. Got a good training today. Sorry, I'm a little late. Playing a little catch up. Falling behind. Just drove in from San Diego. I did not drive through that. I wish I had. That's a green screen. But playing a little catch up. Didn't even have time to dry my hair, so I'm a little messy today, but clean. But anyway, we got a good continuation of the training. If you guys have not, hope my voice does all pretty well. But if you guys have not been keeping up with what we did over the holidays, which to me was kind of like a holiday gift, this is the third segment today that we're doing. We're doing part three of VIP, launching your 2021 VIP coaching program. If you have missed the previous ones, I do recommend going back, and I'll talk about that in about a minute or so. But let's go ahead and get started. I don't want to delay this too much. I know it was quiet for the first minute there, but let's go ahead and start. And if you're a regular, you know what's about to happen. I always cover this at the beginning just to make sure I'm in the right place. Hey, Vincent. Yeah, because you haven't logged in for a long time. Vincent says my hair looks longer. Oh man, you haven't seen it when it dries. When it dries, it looks a lot longer. It's quarantine hair. I've been wanting to have long hair since I was 18, and I've chickened out multiple times. And this time, I told my wife, if I don't do it during quarantine, it's not going to happen ever. So, not getting any younger, figured I'd check that box. But so, are you a dream builder? So we have a community. We call our members dream builders. If you have your own community, I recommend that you do the same. You actually name your members and give them a little bit of a definition of what it is to be part of your community. This is our community. For you regulars, you've seen this before. For you new people, let us know what you think. Thanks, Vincent. So if you're passionate about the products and services that I provide and help, then people that I help, you do what you love. This is something very important. I share a quick little story. When the internet first got big and people were selling stuff online, most people were reselling programs, stealing people's programs and pushing them online and doing launches and stuff. And they made some good money, but they really didn't care about what they were talking about or the people that they helped. And thank God the internet, that part of the internet is starting to die off. So I'm excited about that. I've been wanting for that to happen for a good part of the century, or the beginning of the century. But so I'm glad I'm working with people who are passionate about, again, the products and services that they provide. They're not just looking to scam people online. And you do want to create an online business that earns at least $10,000 of stable monthly income. That's a start. I mean, it could be $100,000 if you wanted it to be. We definitely have members making pretty good money, a lot more than that. So that's definitely possible. But even at $10,000 a month, you're already above most people. You're already definitely above the median income in the U.S. for sure. But that's gonna allow you to fund that lifestyle that you're looking for, and really have freedom to stop trading time for money. You care about people. You want to build meaningful relationships and lead a community, and scale your business to help more people. Right? We're 20 Social for a reason, because we do care about that. And you're also willing to put in the time and work to create a dream business, right? That's going to fund that lasting impact, income, lifestyle, and fulfillment. Really, that last one's probably the most important one, even though we don't think about it a lot, but that's probably it. Fulfillment. You want long-term success. This is not an overnight dream. You could definitely create income pretty quickly. The program that I'm actually discussing today shows you how to make that happen. If you do have an expertise online, expertise you can promote online, you could definitely make that happen fairly quickly. But if you really want lasting impact, you are going to have to keep going at it and put some time and work. And so this is not a get rich overnight scheme or anything. We're really wanting to help you learn some strategies that are going to have you have long-term success. Real quick, I always go through these, and if I'm boring you guys, regulars, sorry about that. We're starting training pretty soon, but these are the building blocks that we've been teaching for a number of years now, because we see that it's what's helped people actually have some success. And because I keep seeing people screw it up if they don't follow it. So I keep hammering at it till eventually we stop doing it, because we see people understand it and do it. But hey, there's plenty of newbies. So this is the blueprint that we see people follow and have success with. and you should definitely do things in this order. If you see a leader online who's not doing this in order, it's because they've probably been around for 10, 15, 20 years online. They don't need to follow this. You do if you're fairly new online. First is the dream. Design the dream lifestyle in the business that will fund it. Last thing you want to happen is to have some success. And with your business, end up with a business you don't like, that doesn't align with the lifestyle that you want, and kind of hard to reverse it at that point because it's paying you quite a bit, and it's really, you're kind of in a bind. So you start with the dream, first thing. Second thing, excuse me, what are you delivering? Deliver something, promise and commit to deliver results to an ideal client. We talked about the ideal client last week. At this point, it's last year, but we did towards you can catch a replay later, but you want to start delivering. And this is what this whole training series has been about, really, is delivering something, right? Coming up with a program you're going to offer or sell. So that's the next step. I've heard people say, hey, why don't you go create an audience online for 5 or 10 years before you sell anything? And I think that's a bunch of crap. Excuse my language, but I do feel strong about this. You want to validate what you got to offer. If there isn't a market with what you want to sell, then there's no point really in doing it. The next is to reach out and invite trusting prospects that need results. Invite to those offers, right? Invite for people who want you to deliver results to them. It does not say run an ad campaign, create a complicated funnel, create a massive ad campaign, go out and find 1,000 affiliates to promote your product. It does not say that. Actually reaching out to some small numbers that are going to give you some validation. Next step is nurture. Hey, Sandy. Good to see you from Brazil. Next step is nurture. That's when you're doing quite a bit of invite and you realize, hey, I might be time to create a system where I can nurture people, deliver videos and stuff that are going to warm them up and get them closer to wanting to work with me. And it could be a membership. It could be that's where some marketing kind of gets started, some lead magnets, some free Facebook groups, that kind of thing. That's the next step. The next one is grow. So adding attraction strategies to grow both existing and new income streams. This is the final step. And this is the step people like to skip to. And that's probably the most common mistake you want to avoid online. Is the growth step does not happen till the very end. That's where you could create that complex funnel. That's where you could run a bunch of ads and add a bunch of new income streams. That's where that makes sense. It does not make sense at the beginning. Don't do that. I'd say 90% of you guys are probably not ready for grow, and that's okay. You can still make a significant amount of money without getting to that step. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and start the training agenda. Part 1 was the program structure. I was kind of like the pre-Christmas training, and you can go ahead and catch a replay after we're done here today, right on our Facebook page. The second part was client transformation, which is more about the ideal client and what you're going to help them accomplish. That we covered that on the 29th. And today, your launch. What are your options for launching? How do you want to launch this whole program? And a little bit of structure too. A few more options on structure there too. And then maybe the final, I'm still thinking about doing a bonus. Part 4, free session strategy. How to actually promote that VIP coaching program with the free session strategy. This is a tried and true strategy. I did not invent it. It's been proven by people I've worked with. I proved it. I've done it. And it still works today. So I'm going to cover that on the 12th, a week from today. But today is your actual launch. Some ideas for how to, what direction to go into in terms of how do you launch it. So I'm going to go ahead and start. But before I do that, I'm going to give you an overview of program structure so that it makes a little bit of sense. So this is the structure of the program, the basic structure of the program that I'm advocating a lot of you may be ready to launch in 2021. And it's a program that combines 3 things, really. Personal coaching, group coaching, and actual membership. So one component of the program would be personal coaching or 1 to 4 sessions per month of one-on-one personal coaching. And that's where I say identify the patterns or challenges or pain points of challenges or pain points that people are experiencing. If you have 10, 15, 20 people in your program, you're going to meet with all of them one-on-one. And those are some patterns that are going to start becoming pretty apparent. And the next part is also to include a small group video call, 2 to 4 calls per month. And that's where you could essentially invent the plane while you're flying it, right? I mean, you may be an expert in multiple things, or not sure where to kind of hone in terms of what to focus on in your program, but what you're going to learn with your and those personal meetings could help you come up with the training that you're going to do in a group session. And the final part of it is actually including a community. So it's a 3-prong approach, and that creates the entire high ticket recurring income pyramid that I covered in the first training. And that's where in that community you're going to ask your small group or your VIP clients to actually share their homework or parts of it into the community to help create engagement, to help create some FOMO from the people who are just in the community and not in the VIP program. So that's very. I'd say those three points for what you're supposed to be doing in each category are very, very important. Something to keep in mind. So next after that, now the program duration. How do you want to structure this? How long does it last? It's a little bit of structure as well, but it has a lot to do with how you launch this as well. So you could make an ongoing program. I actually like these. If you can make this work, I like these because they're very simple. So if you're not sure which direction to go to, that I would side with that potentially. Make it evergreen, ongoing, so you could always take new members. So it's not like, oh, we're starting the program on the 15th of January, and if you don't sign up before that, you're kind of locked out. No, you can always take new members. So there isn't a deadline. If you're fairly new, it's your first program. What I like about it is that you're not under the gun to close all 10 or 15 or 20 spots by that date because you're starting. No, it's evergreen. You could always add a new person. And so if you don't get the full 15, a couple people could trickle in at the end after you started. So you have structured this way. But so that's what I like about it. No complicated launches. It's pretty simple. There's no, hey, we're starting by this date and you have to be in before that date. It's a true recurring income because your program doesn't end. You're always providing some kind of support, and it may not make sense, right? So ongoing may not make sense for you. You got to look at what you're offering, what you're training, what people need. If it's not a program that really people need ongoing support, maybe it won't make sense. But if it is, I do like the fact that it's a true recurring income program, and it's always fun to have these actually better to have these sometimes when they make sense because you're not starting fresh every month. You have X amount of clients paying you a fee every month. The next option is a fixed time. People they've done shorter ones than these, but most are 6 to 12 weeks where you say, hey, I have 6 modules to cover it. I'm going to cover it in 6 weeks, or I have 12, or I have 10. And I'm going to do an intro week and a final kind of review week at the end, whatever makes sense. But this is a fixed time. We're starting on the 15th of January. And we're ending on the 15th of 3 months from now, wherever that time may be. So this is the other way of doing this. Some pros to this is, now your launch becomes a little more complex, but it allows you to do a limited time kind of early bird offers. You can say, hey, we're starting the 15th, but if you sign up by the 10th, you'll get, 20% off or something like that. So it encourages people to sign up. So you do get some of that fear of missing out, and people who are kind of on the fence might jump on board, but it does complicate the launch, but it is a benefit. So if you're a little more experienced, you might want to give this a shot. You could rerun the program multiple times a year. So if it's a 6-week program, you could say, hey, I'm every other month, I'm going to start a new fresh batch of people. You've learned from the previous one. You could definitely improve it. You could take breaks throughout the year, which is something you can't do with the ongoing program necessarily. So that's one benefit to it. So that's something to consider. What makes sense? Here's really what I think. If you're not sure, if you start with ongoing because you're not sure and you want to keep it simple, you could always end it. You could say, hey guys, I'm going to end this program. If you have maybe 3 or 4 people, you could stop and not take any new people. And if you have 2 or 3 people, you could say, hey, look, I'm ending this program in 30 days. If you guys want to keep working with me, I do have a one-on-one option. So you could, I've had people do this with an ongoing program, and that was totally okay. And guess what? Now they're switching to a fixed. Is that the best option? Not necessarily. It's whatever you're more comfortable with. And so I've had people do one or the other, or go from fixed and make it ongoing, because enough people in their fixed program say, hey, you know what? We need ongoing support. We can't have this end. We don't mind paying you recurrently because we want you to stick around. We don't want to lose you. You're just such a good help for us, either personally or in business, that we want you to stick around. And you could transition that to an ongoing. So you're not going to screw up by choosing the wrong option, is what I'm trying to say. Just choose the one that you're more comfortable with and go with that. If you're afraid of running out of content, you say, hey, there's no way I can make it ongoing. Start with a fixed. If you're thinking, hey, you know what, I don't want to worry about the complicated launch or start date and having the pressure of I got to close enough people before that date so I can start with ongoing. You could always wind it down. No big deal. But I wanted you to have that in mind before you launch your program. So another option, you could start with the membership. You can totally promote the lower cost, I should say. I don't like $5 a month memberships or even $10. I like going a little higher, but hey, doesn't always apply. I've helped people start memberships are below $10 before when it made sense, but I don't. I think it should be 15 or above. We're not Netflix. We don't. Your niche. You don't have access to a few billion people that are going to pay you, so it doesn't make sense to charge so low. But a lower cost membership is one option, and by I mean start with the membership. I mean that's the first thing you're going to promote. If someone's never bought something from me, you start with them with the membership. And you could always, once they're members, you could always give a free session to upsell them into your VIP program. So that's an option there. So you're starting with the membership, but you're also going to pick up some VIP members as well. And you could do that. If you're in the membership, you're training once a month. At the end of training, you say, hey, if someone wants more help, I have this offer where you could get a free session with me to try it out, see if it makes sense for us to work together. And as part of my VIP program, yada, yada, and get some sales there for that program. Some of the pros, it's easier to close a low ticket item. You don't need to sell, and you don't need a free session to close. We're going to cover that next week, the free session system. You don't need to do that to close because it's a lower ticket item. It should be a lot simpler to close. It's a good chance to warm people up before offering a VIP program. They get to know you a little better. They get to see your training. And I recommend that if you have an established audience or some sort of affiliate relationship where you can grow this quickly. Okay, if you have 10 leads right now, this isn't for you. If you have 10 people you think you can market to right now, and again, we're not running ads, we're not doing all that yet. That's the last step. But if you only have 10 people you could potentially talk to about this is not for you. But if you have hundreds of people or thousands of people you can reach out to and offer a membership to, this is a potential offer. The reason I say that is because if you have a small audience, you kind of want to offer them the highest ticket item and do your best and put in the elbow grease in there to close them on a high ticket program, not a low cost membership. But this may work. I mean, it's for you to make that decision. So a little twist on the same thing, hybrid membership. Hey, you know what? I am starting with the membership, but I'm including a one-on-one session with the first month. If you have a high ticket VIP, I don't really like this option, but hey, for some reason it may work for you. And so that's for you to decide. So if you're wondering why I have juice in the picture, it's because hey, it's a blend, right? It's a hybrid from fruit and vegetables, whatever. Charge a higher initial fee to cover that first session, and then offer the VIP program after those sessions. I don't like this. The only time I would like this hybrid membership is if you don't have a VIP program already established. But you could do that. You could make it work. It's whatever. If it feels right to you, then it is right. Some of the pros, you generate significant cash flow quicker than going to the low cost membership. Some of the cons, slow growth to the membership. You're putting a cap. You're putting a higher initial fee, so there'll be less conversion to the membership. It's no longer an easy close. So You might end up having to do a free session to sell them that paid session. It's really, it's not my favorite. I wanted to tell you because it's out there, and I have helped people with this, but people who don't have a VIP program, people who they do have one-on-one sessions, but they don't have a VIP program. So that's where it might make sense. They have enough warm people where they don't have to warm them up, and they could just get a higher initial fee for that first month. This may make sense. But if you have a VIP program, it's not my favorite. But I wanted to tell you about it because, hey, for some reason, some situation you may be in, it may make sense. And the only time I can think of it is you don't have a VIP program, and you do have some people who are pretty warm enough where they could easily just jump in on this offer, and it would be a great way to create initial cash flow for you. And so with that, what if you don't start with the membership? What if you start with the VIP program? And again, to remind you, the VIP program includes all three: one-on-one sessions, group coaching calls, and community or a membership community. So what if you sold the three programs? What's the pros of that? It's since you're selling the VIP program by itself, it's a higher ticket price item, then it's worth putting a lot more effort into closing each lead. Again, if you're someone that has 10 leads, then it's okay. You can really work those leads, answer a bunch of questions, give them one free session, give them even 2 free sessions, but it's worth it because it's a VIP program and there's more cash flow involved. You can generate significant income with very few leads. You don't need a lot of them. If your program only is designed to have 5 or 10 people, then guess what? You don't need 1,000 leads to close 5 or 10 people. Again, recommended if you don't have an established audience and you won't generate numbers quickly. If you have 10, 15, 20 leads, then that's what I would start with. I would not start with the membership. But you do have a membership included. It's just you don't promote that. You promote the VIP program. So what are your options for what I call the closed membership? Closed membership meaning you're not marketing the membership directly to anyone. You're marketing the VIP program, so you really can't get in. So the first option is to get on a call with someone and say, hey, yeah, I have this VIP program, and this is not my favorite option, but for some reason you can't close them. They're not ready. They got to talk to their husband or their wife or a number. I should do objection handling training. I haven't done it in years, but I should probably do that. But anyway, there's a long list of things they could tell you, which means they weren't convinced that you had the magic to help them. But a chicken way out of it is to downsell them and say, hey, why don't you start with my membership? It's only $25 a month. And that way you could kind of get started and see how it feels. And when you're ready, we can jump into the VIP program kind of thing. You could do that. And if you're comfortable with that, but I'm telling you, if you really want to get good at closing high ticket clients, this is your chicken exit. And if you're afraid of closing, you will take this exit more often than not. So I don't recommend option 1, but if you're very disciplined in terms of selling and closing on free sessions that I'm going to talk about next week, then that's an option. If you have that control, if you're only going to take this road, if you definitely feel like there's no way I can close this. Second option is don't sell the membership separately. Have a closed membership. That's what that means. So you're only selling it to people who are in the VIP program initially. Here's the pros to that. So you start with a membership community with only serious clients who will participate and create a strong culture. So it's not someone who's like, thinking about it. No, it's people who are serious. They're paying you for the VIP program, right? So you're not selling it separately. You're only including it with the VIP program. So that community is going to have some serious people in there who really want to, have the problem solved, whatever problem that is that you're solving. So that's great. Avoid the issue of selling a community with no members and no archive of training. So if you sold a community right now and you can't quickly get numbers, guess what? The first few people you get in there, there's not much of a community. You're offering the value of community and blah, blah, blah. And there's 2 people here and one of them is the admin. So there's not much community. It avoids that whole problem because they don't expect all the value out of that community. They kind of expect to participate in something that you're starting, a program that you're putting together. And there's no need for archive training. You're giving them a lot of one-on-one time. You're giving them group calls. They don't really need an archive of training. So it avoids that whole issue. And then you could always offer the membership later after it has content and plenty of engagement. So that's a problem that comes up often. How do I offer a membership and I don't have much there? I mean, well, if I'm including a community with it and there's not much of a community, how do I go around it? This is one way to go around it, is to start with a VIP program, and then let that program kind of create this membership for you, this community aspect of the membership for you. So that's, yeah. So just wanted to give you some ideas today. I am biased sometimes. Please read between the lines, or get past my bias if you feel like, hey, you know what? I know Renee told me option one is not the best, but it works for me because of this reason and that reason. Then by all means go with it, right? So don't follow my bias. I'm just going with what I see most often. But you may, if you may be the exception, so don't be afraid of straying a little bit from what I've been telling you. I'm just throwing options your way to see what makes most sense. If you have any questions about this launch, feel free to ask them now or ask them in the group. I'll talk to you in a second about how to join our community. Yes, we do sell software. We don't sell training, but we know that if you do better in your business, then you're going to be much better client for us anyway. So it's a win-win. And guess what? Your customers are going to do better as well. So it creates good results all the way around for everybody. So that's why we spend the time to put these things together. But if you join our community, I'll be happy to answer questions and other people as well in terms of your launch or what makes more sense, because you could tell us a little bit about your situation. You can tell me why option one makes sense for you, and I probably agree and tell you or strongly advise you against it. But the point is, we'll help you out. You're not alone. So just a reminder, I will have part 4 next week. I'm sorry, the free strategy session. Let me see. Let me see what show this. Crystal, I love VIP to membership. You can VIP founding members benefits as early entrants, less money, more one-on-one, etc. Love it. Yep, exactly. I think you get the point of what we're trying to accomplish here. Thank you, Crystal. And so next week, I'm going to be covering the free session strategy. Like I said, I did not invent that. I have used it myself successfully, helped other people with it, and other coaches have done it as well, and it still works, and that's why a lot of people recommend it. But some of you may have not been exposed to it, so that's that I will be covering it to make sure you have that down. That kind of completes. I am thinking of a bonus. I'll let you know by next week whether we do a part 5 or bonus. But for now, that's the schedule, and I do recommend that you go back and watch the previous ones if you didn't. I would just, obviously fast forward to the intro. That's kind of the same, but I think with this, you'll have by the end of next week's training, really the structure that you need to really decide how to put your program together and get it going, right? 2021 is not going to be better than 2020 if you don't make it better. So a little motivation there. And again, I said, we are not a training company. We're a software company. So I'm telling you a little bit about our software. So here's our infomercial. So it all starts with a free Facebook business page. And this is probably the best marketing platform you're going to get, especially for free online. It's easier to set up and manage. And you can what's great is you can add custom apps to your page for free and paid content. You can add apps by programming it like you see on the picture on the left. But 2 buttons on the screen, on the button on the below the cover image, you could program it as a description of the cover, the about section. You could post a link to it on your home as a pinned post. I mean, there's so many places you can add it to drive traffic to it, but this is a good place to start your public content. There's 3 ways to protect content with any page you create with 22 Social. One of them is a free lead generation. I'm going to actually show you an example of one in a second, where you're going to get a bunch of free video and actually a sweepstakes. So you can do a number of different things for free to collect a lead. You could also do a one-time payment. You could sell a course or an ebook. So your VIP coaching program could be a one-time $3,000 or $4,000 payment. Uh, it could be a masterclass or webinar. Could also be a recurring payment. So your VIP program could also be $500 a month, right? I mean, I'm throwing numbers at you, but you decide what makes sense for your market and for what you're comfortable selling. But it could be a membership subscription. It could be a VIP program subscription. So those are the three ways you can restrict content. And with our system, this is how our system works. You start sharing what we call a smart link. You could pretty much share it anywhere, and it is going to generate a preview image and text. You can change those in the settings very easily. And if they click on that, they'll go to what we call the gate or the sales or opt-in page. And if they click on that, they'll be asked to confirm their email because that we collect from Facebook and agree to terms and conditions, which is a normal, hey, you agreed to for us to collect your information. And you could definitely update terms and conditions to fit your needs. If they go through with that, we've got their Facebook profile, their name, and their email, and you could easily check that in the back end, and what we call the SRM or Social Relationships Manager. You can have access to their profile image and name, and when they signed up, and if there was a payment involved, which would be collected after the email, with either PayPal or Stripe, you could definitely be connected to that, so you can easily manage and see that Joanne Smith is so and so on PayPal, and you can easily manage the payment part of it. But we make it really easy to do. But here's one feature that people really love us for. We have something called 20 Social Connect, where if you have a Facebook group, and I'm going to say this, if you're including a Facebook group with your membership, there's nothing out there that does this, and I definitely recommend it. So if you're on the fence, this would be one reason to think about using our software. And what it does, it uses a Chrome extension that when you run it, it essentially color codes, yes, the names of people inside your group based on their membership status. So if someone's active, they'll be green. If they're not, they'll be either red or orange. Orange means we don't even know who they are, so they never even try to pay. Inactive means they've registered but have not paid. So based on that, you can either decide whether you let them in or not when they're requesting access, or boot them out if they've already in and they stop paying, or message them and say, hey, it looks like you're, I don't know, something may have happened with your payment. Would you like to re-sign up, kind of thing? I would. But it makes it so easy to do this because a lot of the times Diane may be Diane on Facebook, but she may be XYZ Inc. on her PayPal or how she paid on Stripe, right? So you don't want to rely on whatever random name they could have on a payment platform. We make it easier for you. And you could check it back to the SRM yourself and look at the back end and see if they paid, but you don't have to. You could just see it right there and say, hey, Diane, looks like you're trying to sign up, but this is part of a paid membership. Can you sign up here? So we make this super, super, super easy. And this is something that we created, I think it was beginning of last year. So excited, or the year before that. We just passed the year, so let's track. Anyway, this is what we want to see happen for you. Want to see you get a bunch of daily notifications saying you got a payment, you got a payment, you got a payment, you got a payment, and that's what can happen. You have a recurring income set up, and this is exactly what's happening with Will Irish, who's been a long-time customer and awesome friend. We want that to happen for you as well. And so I told you earlier, we are dream builders. So what if you want to be a dream builder? We do have free training. I'm going to take some time to show you this. Yes, Crystal. I don't know if you've seen her. I thought you'd been around for a while. Maybe I'm confusing you, but I thought you had already used our system. But if you haven't, yes, people love that. She's talking about the Chrome extension. I'm going to go back to it and show it. Yeah. Yep, exactly. No one beats us here, and that's because we use Facebook login. But anyway, so yes, most definitely. Going back to we do have free weekly training. You're watching it now. We have it every week at 3 p.m. Pacific or 6 p.m. Eastern. Again, we're not a training company. We're a software company. But if we teach you how to win, we'll win, and so will your customers. So we want to see you win as well. And the perks for signing up and actually becoming a dream builder, we do have an extension of our trial, our free trial of the software. We do have the blueprint crash course, which is what I covered earlier with the steps. We have a crash course for that, so you can quickly get up to speed. We do have a community, so if you want to ask more questions about what I train on, you can definitely post on there. We do have some prizes, and I'm going to announce the winner in a sec. And if you want to join, pretty easy to do, tutoes.com/stream. And we do eat our own cooking, so this is a lead magnet that's created using our own system. So if you want to see an example of that, like I said earlier, you can go ahead and sign up at 22s.com/stream, and you'll see how the whole process works. And yeah, so we love to have you in our community. We also have a Dream Builder bundle. So if you say, hey, you know what, I just really want to get this stuff going, and I want to have the right training and the right software, we do have a bundle where we essentially created a full-on course because people wanted it. They're asking for more than just a crash course. So we do have a training series that we're included if you buy the bundle, where we're going to go through every step from dream to deliver to invite to nurture to grow. And we want to make sure just that you have that success. And we'll also give you a year of 22 Social for you to actually implement what you're learning in that course as well. So if you want to know more about the bundle, it's at the same link. You can go ahead and register, and you'll be able to check out some discounts we have for that bundle there as well. So with that, I'm going to actually announce the winner today. And I haven't seen the slides, so I'm not sure who it is. So I'll find out right now. Oh, wow. Usually we try to avoid people with pictures. I'm sorry about that, but today we didn't. So Igor from, I'm not sure where you're from. East Grinstead. Wow. Okay. Never know what country we're gonna get someone from. So Igor, let us know. Message your fan page. You're today's winner. And I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look up that country. I did not set up the slide. So I'm not. Otherwise I would have known by now. I apologize. But we've had people use our software from places in the world so random. I mean, it's random to us. It's not to Igor because he lives there. But that even we used to ship mugs out, and even the post office said, we don't recognize this address. But I'm sure that's not the case for Igor. But Igor, excited to see what you do with our training and also with our software. If you want to message your fan page, we'll be happy to activate that bundle for you. And I just want to remind you guys, if you want to become a dream builder, you can go ahead and do that, 22s.com/stream. And I'll see you guys in the next next week. Yeah, I'll be doing probably from the same location, from the mountains. Just kidding. You know, it's a green screen. I got a few issues on this side. Anyway, I got to get a little better lighting. But anyway, excited about this training because this is the kind of stuff I work with people one-on-one on when I got time. But anyway, I'll let you know next week. We're going to cover the free strategy session, and I'll let you know if there's a bonus in there. I think there will be, but I'll got to look at my list of expertise and see what I can throw in there for a bonus. But I'll see you guys next week. Excited for the new year. It's really a new attitude. I think nothing changes with the new year unless you decide to change. So I recommend that you actually make that change and launch something. At least if maybe your business is offline and want to launch it online, do something different this year, and that's what's going to create a different year for you. It's not the year. It's just you. So see you guys.